Look at your hands right now. You are holding a glowing piece of glass, staring into it while the real world completely fades into the background. You think you chose to click on this video, but the truth is your mind was desperately looking for an escape. You are the main character of a story you never auditioned for, running on a hamster wheel of endless thoughts, constant notifications, and a quiet underlying anxiety that never truly leaves your chest. Don't scroll away. Don't close this tab. For the next 10 minutes, let's stop running, strip away the noise, and look at what is actually happening inside your head. You wake up, and within the first 3 seconds, your hand automatically reaches for your phone. Before your feet even touch the floor, you have already consumed the opinions, the tragedies, and the filtered successes of 1,000 strangers. Your brain is flooded with cheap dopamine, and without realizing it, you have already surrendered your peace for the day. You walk through your life like a ghost, physically present, but mentally trapped in a simulation of the past and the future. You replay old conversations, wishing you had said something different. You simulate future arguments that will probably never happen. You worry about your finances, your career, your relationships, and what people think of you. By noon, you are completely exhausted, not because you did hard physical labor, but because your mind is fighting a war against enemies that do not exist. You are a prisoner in a jail where the door is wide open. Over 2,000 years ago, a man stood in the middle of a crowded, chaotic city looking at people exactly like you. His name was Epictetus. He wasn't the king or a wealthy merchant. He was a slave, born into chains, beaten so badly that he walked with a limp for the rest of his life. If anyone had a right to be anxious, angry, and overwhelmed by their circumstances, it was him. Yet, he achieved a level of mental freedom that even the emperors of Rome envied. He realized a simple, brutal truth that can change your life the very second you understand it. He said that some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. Think about your daily life. Think about the things that make your heart beat faster and your stomach knot up with stress. The traffic on your way to work, the sudden change in the economy, the rude comment made by a coworker, the algorithm that decides the fate of your business, the thoughts and choices of the person you love. Epictetus would look you dead in the eye and tell you that none of these things belong to you. You do not own them. You cannot dictate them. You cannot force them to align with your desires. And every single time you tie your happiness, your worth, or your peace of mind to something you cannot control, you are handing the remote control of your emotions to the world. You are choosing to be a slave. The only things you truly own are your own thoughts, your own intentions, your own desires, and your own actions. That is your circle. Everything outside of that circle is white noise. When you worry about what someone thinks of you, you are trying to step out of your circle and control their mind. When you obsess over an outcome in the future, you are trying to control time itself. It is an impossible, exhausting task. The next time a wave of overthinking hits you, stop and draw that line in your mind. Ask yourself if the thing you are stressing about is inside your circle or outside of it. If it is outside, look at it, accept it for what it is, and let it go. You don't have to ignore it, but you must realize that worrying about it changes absolutely nothing except your own mental health. Let's look at another part of your story. Imagine zooming out from where you are sitting right now. See yourself in your room, then zoom out further until you see your house, your city, your country, and eventually the entire planet Earth floating like a tiny, fragile blue speck in a vast, silent ocean of darkness. This is what the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius called the cosmic view. He was the most powerful man on the planet, commanding armies, managing an empire facing a deadly plague and constant betrayals. He had a million reasons to lose his mind to stress, but every single night he sat down by a candle and reminded himself of how small he was in the grand fabric of time and space. When you are trapped in overthinking, your mind does the exact opposite. It zooms in so intensely on your specific flaw, your specific mistake, or your specific fear that it fills your entire field of vision. A minor embarrassment from last week feels like a cosmic catastrophe. A delayed email from your boss feels like the end of your career. But when you consciously zoom out, when you look at your life through the lens of history and the universe, you realize that your problems are beautifully insignificant. The people you are trying to impress will be gone in a few decades. The mistakes you are losing sleep over will be forgotten by tomorrow. This realization shouldn't make you feel hopeless. It should make you feel incredibly light. It breaks the heavy gravity of your ego and allows you to breathe. You see, the root of your exhaustion isn't the world outside. It is the narrative you are writing inside your head. Another ancient philosopher, Seneca, wrote a sentence that perfectly diagnoses your modern anxiety. He said that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think about the worst things that have happened to you. Now think about the thousands of terrifying scenarios your brain created that never actually happened. Your body cannot tell the difference between a real threat and an imaginary one. When you sit on your bed and simulate a worst-case scenario, your heart rate increases, your cortisol spikes, and your muscles tense up. You are literally punishing your body for a future that doesn't exist. You are torturing yourself in advance. The past is a graveyard of memories you cannot alter. The future is a fog of probabilities you cannot guarantee. The only space where you actually exist, where you have any power, where you can make a choice, is right here in this exact second. When you overthink, you are abandoning the present moment to go fight ghosts in the dark. Bring yourself back. Listen to the sound of the room around you. Feel the weight of your body against your chair. This present moment is never too heavy to bear. It is only when we pile the weight of the past and the burden of the future onto the present that the spine of our mind begins to break. You have spent years letting your mind run wild, reacting to every notification, every thought, and every external event like a leaf caught in a storm. But you are not the leaf. You are the tree. The roots of the tree go deep into the earth, holding it steady no matter how violently the wind blows. Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions or becoming a cold, unfeeling robot. It is about building an inner citadel, a fortress inside your mind that cannot be conquered by external chaos. It is about realizing that while you cannot control what happens to you, you have absolute, ultimate control over how you choose to respond. As this video comes to an end, you are about to step back into the real world. The screen will turn off and the noise of modern life will immediately try to pull you back into the cycle. The algorithms will try to steal your attention, your responsibilities will try to trigger your anxiety, and your old habits will try to drag you back into the trap of overthinking. But this time, something has changed. You have the blueprint. You know where the line is drawn. You know how to zoom out. You know that the ghosts of the future have no power over you unless you give it to them. But calming your mind is only the first step of your transformation. There is another hidden trap waiting for you out there, one that is silently draining your energy, destroying your focus, and making you passive and lazy without you even realizing it. It is an addiction to a hidden currency that your brain consumes every second you spend online. If you want to know how to break free from this digital paralysis and reclaim your true potential, you need to understand the mechanism behind it. We will unlock that exact mystery in our very next chapter. Until then, take a deep breath, step out of your head, and step into your life.